Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another My English School business webinar. Tonight, it's going to be me. My name is David. Always first, it's important to do what's it called? Introductions. It's always important to do introductions just in case we get any new students. Hopefully we get some students that we've seen before, because it's nice to get some people coming back, seeing the same things. So yeah, I'll introduce myself. My name is David. I'm from South London in England, and I have lived in Milan for about 18 months, a year and a half. And yeah, I live in Milan and I work at My English School in Viale Montenero. So you guys as well, I'll type it out saying, say hi in the chat and let us know where you are from as well. Awesome, we've got Pearl already, cool. Hey Pearl, nice to know that you're watching, good to see you. But everyone else as well, of course, write in the chat, let us know where you are from. I need to apologize for my nose before we start today as well, because I get terrible hay fever. This time of year, my allergies are crazy. The pollen and the plants just make my allergies go crazy. And the British word for allergies, specifically allergies to plants, we say hay fever. Hay fever. So it's that feeling where your nose is blocked, you can't breathe, you sneeze a lot, your eyes are really itchy. So yeah, my eyes are really red, really itchy. But hey, we'll get through it. We'll survive. Wonderful. And it's Monday, of course, so it's the start of the week. Probably the best time to do a business webinar to really get you into work mode. I hope you had a nice weekend. Pearl, what did you do at the weekend? Did you do anything nice? Did you do anything interesting? What did you do at the weekend? Thanks for your concern, Pearl. Yes, I did take some medicine. I take a tablet and a spray for my nose every day. Every day. And still I look like this and I feel worse, believe it or not. But tell me, what did you do at the weekend? Did you do anything nice to keep yourself entertained in this quarantine time that we have? I did some yoga. I made a carrot cake. It was the first time I've ever made a carrot cake, and it was very, very good. What else did I do? I watched Netflix. I started reading. The occasional things. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to play my PlayStation, but I think it's more productive if I did yoga, make a cake, and read. Cool, Pearl. On the weekend, I watched Netflix and read some books. Nice, nice. Also, Sunday, my Sunday activity every week with my boyfriend. Together, we go to the local newspaper shop. In England, we call it the news agent, where you buy your newspapers, news agent. We go there and we buy newspapers for the old ladies that live in our building, because they cannot leave the house at the moment, and we don't want them to leave the house because it's dangerous, it's risky. We go and buy the newspapers for them on a Sunday. So yeah, that was our activity yesterday. Cool. But enough about the weekend. I'm glad that you're reading books and watching Netflix, keeping yourself entertained, Pearl. But today we have got a focus activity, and here it is. We're doing Business Intermediate Networking 3, Digital Connections. Digital Connections. Perfect. So today is all about online business connections, mostly kind of advertising, really, and how to connect with your target market. So in this business activity, social networks, web marketing, and search engine optimization. Cool. So to start off, I have a question for you guys. Do you ever connect your professional and private lives on social media? Quite often, this can be very divisive for people. They divide, like they think, okay, I have professional life with my colleagues, I have my private life with my friends, my family. But sometimes there can be an overlap on social media. So do you connect with colleagues on Facebook and Instagram? Do you connect with friends on LinkedIn or other work-related apps or social networking? Do you ever connect your professional and private lives on social media? Pearl says sometimes, depends on the person. Of course, yeah, that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. But do you tend to keep your colleagues on LinkedIn, or do you welcome them into your more private, real life? Let's say real life social media. The same as Pearl, it can depend on the person. If it's a colleague that I consider a friend, a close friend, then yes, I will accept them on my normal social media. But otherwise, I like to keep my business and my private life quite separate. So I will have friends on my work side of social media, like LinkedIn or other Instagram things. Cool. And guys, do you use social media professionally to connect with clients? Social media. Sorry, typing this out as I speak. Do you use social media professionally? Maybe to connect with clients, to use it when you are the client, perhaps. Ah, cool. We have Marco. Hi, David, and everybody. David, how was the carrot cake? How was the cake? I love carrot cake. It should be high, shouldn't it? Yes, it was a very good cake. I was actually very successful. I was very proud of myself, actually. It should be very high. Do you mean very tall, perhaps? Yeah, it's quite a big cake. I put lots of yeast in there to make it really, really grow. But good to see you again, Marco. Thanks for joining us. But my question is to everyone, do you use social media professionally, perhaps to advertise yourself or to connect with clients or to find products or services where you are the client, maybe, and you connect with professionals? Yeah, for the cake, we would say it's very tall, not very high, very tall. Small difference between tall and high. Pearl, you only use LinkedIn professionally. Cool, cool. I guess if you're not in a business where you need to find clients, social media isn't going to be the best. Maybe you can use it to advertise yourself in some kind of way. And Marco, you use it for some events that you work with. Awesome. Probably advertising the events or something you've written for the event. Probably because I remember that you're a journalist, a film journalist. Because I remember I was very jealous of your job in the past. But awesome. Let's go there. Let's go. Here we have an advert that someone has used, that Arby's has used online in America. And it says, a recent study found that humans have 21 facial expressions, but at Arby's, there's only 2. So there's a happy guy, he's got a burger or a sandwich of some sort. Here, he's not happy, he's sad, and he hasn't got a sandwich. Quite a simple advert to understand, I think. Pearl, you said, I use social media to stalk some people. Yeah, of course. I think that's the main reason people have social media, isn't it? Either to advertise themselves or to stalk other people. Perfect, perfect. Ah, yeah, and I remembered correct, Marco, film festivals. Awesome. So to talk about this advert, tell me, is this tweet effective and why? In your mind, is it effective? And if so, why? couple of examples. Could give us a couple of reasons. I mean, I think this tweet is quite effective. Unfortunately, Arby's doesn't exist in the UK or in Italy. I believe it's only in America. Hey, the food looks good. Pearl says no because I've been to Arby's and the food wasn't that good. Fair enough. Fair enough. And Marco, yes, it's immediate. Yeah, exactly. You look at it and you immediately understand, okay, happy because he has food, sad because he doesn't have food. Simple. Here it's got the reason of direct product placement. You can see the burger directly there. So when you go to Arby's, you know exactly what you're getting because you've seen it in the advert. Marco, it carries a simple but effective message. Exactly like you said, it being immediate. It's engaging, yeah, because we can relate to this feeling of if you have food, you're happy. If you don't have food, you're not. This brings up a word that is, I think, kind of invented. I don't know if it's a real word yet. Maybe it will be one day, but it's an emotion. When you are hungry and angry at the same time. And in English, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's in America as well, but it's definitely British English, maybe slang. We call it hangry. Hangry. So often at school, we have to spend time drilling pronunciation of these two words separately. But as slang, you can put it together to make one word, hangry. So this is the feeling of when you're really, really hungry and you're in a bad mood, you're really angry because you're hungry. So we put it together and we say hangry. So yeah, it's engaging and it's a relatable advert because of this emotion. Do you guys get hangry? I definitely do. In my family, I'm kind of famous for that, or infamous, perhaps. Food is a very important part of my life. So here they've also said it's very visual. As you said, it's very direct, it's very immediate. We can see quite easily from the pictures. Without the text, a recent study found that humans have 21 facial expressions, but at Arby's there's only 2. Even without the text, this advert is still very effective because we can see it's very visual. We can see happy with food, sad without food. I'm sorry, Pearl, if the food was bad when you went, according to this advert, you should be happy. It's personal, as I said, about it being relatable. It's short and to the point. The same again, without the words, we understand it perfectly. Cool. And now we have another one here. But before we start, Pearl says, I'm not so hangry now because I'm home all the time and have access to food. That is a very good point, actually. I haven't been hangry for a while because I've not been hungry for a while because we're at home and there's always food available. Very good point. Cool. But another advert here, it says, oh dear, it's hard to spell when you're hungry. If you keep making typing mistakes, grab yourself a Snickers fast. Cool. So just like before, can you tell me, Marco, can you tell me, Pearl, why is this advert effective? Or why is this post effective? If you think it is effective. If not, tell me why. Let me know what you think. But Pal, I really love that you can relate to my hangry emotion. Sometimes I think I'm crazy for being the only person feels that. Cool. So your answers are probably coming through if you're typing, guys. But hey, I'll start with what they've said here. Oh, and Marco, you said it's not so effective for you. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's the thing with advertising these days. Everything is becoming very, very targeted. So maybe this kind of advert wouldn't pop up on your social media because if it's not so effective for you, it's not your kind of thing. But here they're saying it's got a teaser title. Pearl, you've said you think it's very clever. In what way do you think it's clever? What do you mean? Because here they've said a teaser title, which I think is very good. The "oh dear" immediately captures your attention of, oh, there's a problem, and you just want to read a little bit more. And it's in nice, big, clear letters. Addresses a typical consumer problem. Exactly as we were talking about before with the hangry, it's a typical problem that people aren't themselves when they're hungry, always making mistakes, doing things wrong. Marco, I have to think about it. It's not so immediate to me. Fair enough. Yeah, it takes a bit longer to read, so maybe you don't want to give an advert so much attention. Yeah, I completely understand. This is unconventional. Perfect. Yeah, it's got only words, so it's very unique. And also the fact that there are spelling mistakes everywhere make it a little bit difficult to read. For example, "oh dear" is spelt wrong. We've got "it's" spell, "your" is wrong. "Keep", grab yourself a Snickers fast. I think it's quite good, quite effective. Wonderful. Because it's connecting the errors to hunger, and it makes me think. It makes you think. Perfect. But yeah, exactly those mistakes I was just reading through. Wonderful. Cool. Here they've also said it's funny. Yeah, because of the mistakes. And engaging and unexpected. Yeah, because it's not normal to see bad grammar, spelling mistakes, and only words in an advert. These Snickers should help you not be more focused. Is that the message? Ah, Marco, so the message is before eating a Snickers, you are hungry. And when you are hungry, you keep making typing mistakes. So there's spelling mistakes, 1, 2, 3, 4 spelling mistakes, 5 again here. So the idea is you're making mistakes, you're very hungry, go eat a Snickers and you'll be okay. That's the message. And then you will not make these mistakes with your typing, which I think is quite effective as well. It's effective. It's addressing the mistake of typing, and it's a post on social media when you're in a place that you're going to be typing all the time, probably. Perfect. Here then, some conversational questions for you guys. Do you interact with social media on a daily basis? How so? What kind of platforms exist in the world of social media? What's the most effective way for a company to reach consumers on the internet? So we briefly spoke about this first. I was asking you guys professionally how you connect with social media. Doesn't seem so common for you guys to directly connect on that. But in general then, do you interact with social media on a daily basis? And how so? In what way do you interact with social media? Question 1. I'm on social media every day. Perhaps too much. My boyfriend can sometimes get annoyed with me on how much I am on social media. I'm always on Instagram, and TikTok is the main one. The first 2 or 3 weeks of quarantine was very, very bad. The use of my social media on my phone suddenly skyrocketed. It went up incredibly fast, we would say to skyrocket means to increase very quickly. Yeah, my use of social media skyrocketed for the first 2 or 3 weeks of quarantine. Now I try and control it a bit more. I have a better routine and better control of myself. Pearl, I use social media too much, even more now that I can't go out. So exactly the same situation as me. Perfect. And what social media do you use, Pearl? And what do you do on there? For example, I use Instagram, and I don't post very often. I mostly just look at my friends and my family's posts and send pictures to my friends, ones that I think are funny or interesting. Marco, Instagram to relax and have fun. Facebook to be updated, such as news and films. Yeah, I find that Facebook has a very different energy to Instagram. Instagram is more fun. Facebook, I think, is much more family based and has more serious content like news and, in your case, films for your work, Marco. Perfect. And then thinking more broadly about the platforms that exist. Question number 2. What kind of platforms exist in the world of social media? So tell me, you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, anything else? Do you use them professionally? How could you use them professionally? Maybe something has changed in quarantine. There's lots to think about that. Maybe your use of social media has changed professionally over the last few weeks. Because I use LinkedIn a lot more now, especially to make connections, just to show that there is always an immediate contact with people, potential clients, potential colleagues, that kind of thing. Also, YouTube. I mean, you're using this now. This is a social media platform that you're using to study English. Hopefully, I'm doing a good job of teaching. It's not really teaching on here. It's mostly just me talking to myself. But hey, cool. Facebook and Instagram can also do the same thing, I guess. It's a semi-professional way if you're following your school on Facebook or Instagram, or following any other schools or teachers or teaching platforms. Maybe Twitter as well. Personally, I don't use Twitter, so I don't really know what goes on Twitter anymore. I haven't been on for a long time. Cool. Question 3 then, I want you guys to tell me, what is the most effective way for a company to reach customers on the internet? What do you think? Marco, I'm on LinkedIn, but I've never had advantages, no job offers, even the one I clicked on. Yeah, I find that with LinkedIn, it says to be very professional, connect everyone in a professional way, but I've never really had any success with anything professionally on LinkedIn, personally. I haven't really pushed for it too much because I guess it's a new platform. I've not, yeah. You candidated, so you applied for a job on social media, on LinkedIn, but you never received any feedback, I guess. Pearl, you say the most effective way is for ads, for companies to post ads on social media like Instagram. Cool. So do you pay attention to these ads? Because quite often I find that I get the same advert appearing again and again. And on Instagram, I just continue scrolling and I completely ignore it. I never actually click on the post. Personally, I think the most effective way for companies to reach customers would be to have their own profile. And then the customers that want to follow them can follow them. And then they are choosing to be updated and I think would pay more attention. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, adverts are very effective, especially when you get the repeated ads again and again and again. Perfect. Here then we have a case study. We can put this all into a context. So case study, EDU, Boulder, Colorado. EDU is an online education provider started by ex-teacher Jane Pitcher. The company is growing and currently offers a range of online diplomas and distance learning courses. As the company grows into worldwide presence, the only sure thing is that EDU needs to improve its social media. They've hired web marketing consultant Mark Howard to help as the company is losing ground on the competition. Cool. Marco says on Facebook, adverts are very annoying. I completely agree. They're always the same, incredibly repetitive. Pearl, sometimes I pay attention, but since I spend most of my time on Instagram, chances of me seeing the ads are higher there. True, yeah. Depending on where you spend your time, I spend a lot of my time on Instagram as well. So repeating adverts and being on the same app, yeah, it's going to be very effective. I agree. Cool. So in here, in this case study, before we answer the question, I want to ask, is there any questions on language or vocabulary, anything in here you don't understand? While you type out anything you don't understand, any questions you have, I want to ask, what does losing, or what does it mean to lose ground? What does it mean to lose ground? Pearl, maybe they should start placing ads on TikTok. Maybe, I hope not. I have seen some adverts on there sometimes and they're disguised as a normal profile. But I know you say that because I'm addicted to TikTok at the moment. I could spend every second of the day on TikTok, I think. Quite easily. But cool. My question is, what does it mean to lose ground? What does losing ground mean? So it's on the slide here towards the end. Unfortunately, my question is covering the sentence. They've hired web marketing consultant Mark Howard to help as the company is losing ground on the competition. I mean, in the context, it should be quite clear. But to lose ground, I wanted to give you guys another 10 seconds. Maybe your answers have come through, but I just haven't seen it yet because of this delay in the chat. Perfect, Pearl. Exactly. They're losing market share. It means when something deteriorates, you're not the same level of others in reality. Perfect. Yeah. And it means you're getting smaller. You're losing market share to lose ground. Perfect. So then in this question, yeah, exactly, Marco. We would say you're a step behind, but the idea of losing ground means you're going backwards in the position that you have. Exactly as Pearl said, the market share is decreasing. Cool. So this question, is social media important for a company's success? Of course, it can depend on the company, but I want to keep it quite broad here. Is social media important for a company's success? If you think about the places that you guys work and the jobs that you have, is social media important to success? For my English school, sorry, there's a fly in here and it's right next to my face. Okay, it's cool. Talking about my English school, where I work, I think social media is important. I think it's very, very important because Social media is all about connecting people, ideas, places, cultures through one common language. Social media, the common language for most social media is English. I don't know if that's just me, but I think most of the world would connects in English mostly. And so I think it's important for my English school to advertise a place like that, where they can connect to the whole world, especially now that the company can do online courses. It's opened up the possibilities of teaching to many, many, many more people that may only see the business on social media. Cool. Marco, you said, I don't think social media is fundamental for company success, but you do need it. Cool. Yeah. So maybe it's necessary, but it's not the most fundamental part. We could say it's not the be all and end all. This means it's not everything. It's not fundamental. It's not the be all and end all. Yeah, it's not fundamental. It's not the only thing making the decision of a company's success, but yeah, it can be necessary. Marco, some campaigns, careful, you need a plural in there. Some campaigns are very clear. For example, Tafo's ones. I don't know Tafo. I haven't seen them online. There is one company, I think it's the only company advertising to me personally on Instagram at the moment. It's a company selling shirts for summer, and they're kind of ragged, loose, brightly colored shirts. Really my kind of style. I really want to buy them, but I just don't trust social media adverts. I don't know why. I just feel like there's a bit of a scam involved, and then it's only in dollars, so it's an American company, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on a shirt that will arrive from America, and it probably won't be exactly what it looks like in the picture. So I don't know. The Undertakers, Tafo, the Undertaker. Oh, it's a funeral service. Okay, interesting. I don't know what to say about that. I'm sure they have a very effective advertising campaign. Are they across Italy, or is it quite a local one? Interesting one to go for. Very clever. I mean, something like that. Yeah, you'd have to address that situation very sensitively, maybe with humor can be the best thing sometimes. So I'm sure their adverts can be very interesting to notice. Perfect. They're very sarcastic, as you can imagine. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Like, kind of a dark humor, make it very funny about a funeral service. Perfect. Wonderful. Cool. So here we have a conversation between Mark Howard and Jane Pitcher, the two for creating this advertising campaign. Your company needs to expand its visibility. You need a page where you can post a new product on your wall and connect the average customer. Really detailed posts will increase page likes too. Can we optimize our search engine results? Of course, if you create product-specific pages where customers can join groups, they can network with other customers and will generate more backlinks. Even better, in these groups, let's create a forum where you can look through and address your customer comments. Now you're talking. Let's get to work, shall we? Cool, they sound really motivated, really excited to get on with this job. So we've got some social media features discussed here. Can we talk about what they are? And is there anything else that we can think of in terms of social media and what would be important for a business? So we have the term expand its visibility, your wall, increase page likes, search engine results, join groups, generate more backlinks, and address customer comments. Cool. So let's look at these all a little bit just to discuss what they are and how they're important for a business. So expanding visibility is quite clear, making sure that your company can be seen online and that it has a strong online presence. It's very important to make sure you get your customers so they can see you. If they're interested in your service or your product, they need to know that the business exists. You need a page where you can post new products on your wall. Perfect, Marco. Good question. Backlinks. So customers can join groups, they can network with other customers and will generate more backlinks. So if you think of a group of people online having a conversation about a product or a service, let's think about us here at My English School. Here we are talking about business, we're talking about English, we're talking about social media. And I've mentioned that you can follow your school specifically on Instagram, on Facebook, possibly Twitter, LinkedIn. And so that is the backlink where now we've mentioned it in this conversation. You can then link it back to your own personal social media. There's a connection going backwards, taking you back to the original company, keeping it in that circle. Perfect. Also, interactions with a post is important, even more than page likes. Yes, 100%. That's what they're talking about here with customer comments. Perfect. It's important that your page gets likes, but if there's no actual activity, then there's no energy on your page, and you need that activity from your customers. Exactly the reason that we ask you guys to get very interactive in these conversations, in these chats. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. So we got groups, and then addressing customer comments. What are they talking about here? To look through and address customer comments. What do they mean by that? To address customer comments. Cool. So talking about addressing, sorry, zoned out for a minute there, waiting for your answer to come through. Addressing customer comments. So online, it's very, very important to have that visibility and make sure that everyone can see your business, have that online presence where they can interact with the business, they can connect with the business, and essentially use the product or service. But also in terms of comments and likes, it can be quite dangerous where people can leave negative opinions, negative reviews. Perfect, exactly, a place where you can leave reviews and comments. So to address these, it's important that if someone goes on social media and posts something negative on a company's Instagram or Facebook, it's very important to react to that as a business, to make sure you still have a positive aspect to the company, to show that you address and you meet the expectations of the customer. If a customer is not happy, it's important to look at that comment, take that comment on and answer it, respond to it, and not just leave it on social media. I remember I worked in retail for a couple of years in London, about 5 or 6 years. And in training, when becoming store manager and talking about social media, we were told that it was very, very important to give good customer service, because with social media now, people are much, much more likely to leave a negative comment online than they are likely to leave a positive comment online. And that negative comment is more common and it reaches many, many more people. If you think you say something negative about a business, maybe a pizza restaurant in your area. Your friends, your family, they hear the pizza restaurant's bad, you don't visit. You do that online, and you can have thousands of people seeing that comment and then deciding that they won't go to that business. They won't use that pizza restaurant. So it's very, very risky. I mean, it makes me think of when I shop online, when I shop on Amazon, if it's a product or a company I'm not sure of on Amazon, I always look at the reviews, and I look at the negative reviews first just to see what it says. Because the positive ones you can always think are fake, but the negative ones are always true. So pay attention to that. Cool. But here we need to just connect these sentence halves so that we can make sure we remember what we're talking about with this social media language in terms of our business social media. So we have detailed posts will, customers can join, look through and address, we can optimize, pages will generate, post new products, your company needs to. And the other half, product specific groups, search engine results, more backlinks, customer comments, on your wall, expand its visibility, and increase page likes. Cool. So I'll let you guys have 1 minute or so just to type out your answers. You can see it in full there so that it's nice and clear for you. But just start typing in the comments. Perfect. Number 1, detailed posts will, it's got here, increase page likes. It's always important. This is just from the previous slide, from the conversation that they had. But don't worry, Marco, grammatically, your answer is perfect. 2, product specific groups. Customers can join product specific groups. Perfect. Look through and address. Look through and address. We spoke about this one before. It's look through and address customer comments. Your company needs to expand its visibility. Perfect, Pearl. Yes. 3 is customer comments. 4, we can optimize, or can we? Look at that inversion. So grammatically, we've got auxiliary, subject, infinitive. So perfect, it has to be a question. Pages will generate more backlinks. Post new products on your wall, of course. And then final one, your company needs to expand its visibility. Perfect. So we're not going to answer the questions at the bottom because I don't want to specifically think about Edu, the case study. But just in general, I'm going to go through a couple of these points and how they can be important for business. Perfect. So detailed posts will increase page likes. Do you agree with that? Do you think things should be more detailed, or things should be more more broad, more general? What do you think? If a company posts something very, very detailed, something very, very specific, or if a company posts something more general? Personally, for you, what would you prefer to see as an advert? Would you prefer detailed media posts or something more general? Cool. Pearl says you don't agree. Perfect. If a post has a lot written, I wouldn't read it all. Exactly. This is what I thought. Social media is a very quick consumer platform. You look at a picture, you look at a post very, very quickly, and then skip. So not too detailed. Maybe it can be specific, but it shouldn't be so detailed. The post should be engaging. The details should be found, attention there, just FOUND for the past, on another page linked to the post. Yeah, exactly, Marco. I completely agree. If you want to find more information, go and find it. But the original post should be less detailed, more engaging, and more captivating, we could say. Captivating to get attention. It is captivating. Perfect. Customers can join product-specific groups. Do you guys ever join product-specific groups? Do you follow businesses that are on social media? I do. For example, on Instagram, I follow H&M Man specifically because obviously I only wear men's clothes, and so I don't need to look at women's clothing so much. The same with Primark and Top Man. It's all men's clothing, so that specific side of things, as well as H&M Home and Primark Home to get ideas for home furnishings and products. So I join customer specific groups or product specific groups. Do you? Because most companies have that specific page. Pearl, I join those groups to see if there are any promotions or coupons. Definitely, that is a good incentive for people to join the groups. Wonderful, wonderful. Look through and address customer comments. We spoke about that before. Optimizing search engine results. That just comes down to targeting advertising, I think. Marco, and some private group on Facebook to be updated on offers. Exactly, yeah. Sometimes social media is the best place to stay up to date on offers, promotions, coupons, discounts. Perfect. Also new products. So this one about new products on your wall, that's why I follow them most of the time, just to stay up to date with what they're doing, what you wear in spring, what you wear in summer, autumn, etc. Very important living in Milan. But perfect. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, guys. We're going to have to finish there because it is now 10:02. So it's been good. Thanks again, Marco, Pearl. It's been great to have you here. It's always good to see you because you're both regulars here for the business ones. So thank you very much. Have a good week. Stay inside, stay safe, all that general stuff. Enjoy. Bye.